Hey movie junkies, welcome back to Twin Flicks, where we always here celebrating the magic of movies and most importantly, physical media with you. Now this review comparison video is one I've been really excited to do ever since it was announced. I believe last year they announced it, that Rain Man is headed to the UHD market with a new 4K restoration. Now at the time of filming this video, it hasn't been released yet. It hits the streets on June 13th, 2023, which is next Tuesday, and MVD was gracious enough to send me a copy to review and showcase for you guys and let you know if it's worth picking up, which we'll find out in a moment. Now while we're watching this movie, I couldn't help but feel sad, because movies like this just do not get made anymore, and if they are made, they're usually sent to Netflix, and Netflix buries them, or another streaming service, and it just never gets the attention that movies like this deserve. I mean, when this was released in 1988, it was the highest grossing film of '88. It won 4 Academy Awards, Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Supporting Actor for Dustin Hoffman. So yeah, that aspect, thinking back to when these movies used to have a theatrical run and were huge hits, and it was sad thinking we just don't get movies like this anymore. But I'm not here to feel sad about this. I'm here to be excited about this. We got Rain Man on 4K. Now, Rain Man has had a number of different home media releases, from VHS, Laserdisc, DVD, the 2011 Blu-ray, the 2015 25th anniversary Blu-ray, and you guessed it, I owned them all, as I'm sure you did as well. Now, the 25th anniversary Blu-ray, I thought it looked great. It still had its fair share of problems, such as some crushed blacks that did engulf details. There was some bleeding as well. There was also some really heavy DNR scrubbing, but still, it was miles better than what we had previously. And at the time, I honestly didn't think Rain Man could look any better than this Blu-ray release right here. Well, MVD says, hold my beer, because along comes the 4K UHD release for its 35th anniversary. They went back to the drawing board with Barry Levinson personally supervising and approving the whole restoration process, giving Rain Man a much-deserved new 2023 4K restoration from the original 35mm negative with HDR10 and Dolby Vision grading, and framing the image with a director-approved aspect ratio of 1:8:5:1. Alright, so let's dive in and take a look between the 2015 25th anniversary Blu-ray and this new 4K, and if it's really worth the upgrade. Rain Man was never meant to be a bright, vibrant film full of poppy colors. That said though, this is an immaculate 4K presentation that wipes the Blu-ray to the floor. As soon as the red Lamborghini comes into frame, you know what you're in for. The image is brighter, clearer, sharper, and also looks much more natural than I've ever seen it before in home media, especially when compared to the previous Blu-ray. Now, I'm not saying that the differences here between the 25th anniversary Blu-ray and this new 4K is night and day difference. It's not, but there are definitely significant improvements, with the HDR10 Dolby Vision grading really enhancing the colors with deeper vibrant reds, blues, yellows, and greens, while remaining completely faithful to the source material, with the colors looking much more natural than the Blu-ray did. The saturation is increased very slightly, allowing the image to look much healthier and lifelike, without the saturation looking forced or too rich. There are some great looking scenes showing off John Seale's Oscar-nominated cinematography, from Rain Man's institution, where colors are vibrant and lively, especially with the greens of the institutional grounds, and also interiors as well, to the earthy tones of the road, to the bright glitzy lights of Las Vegas. And I gotta say, that's where the 4K really shines, with very attractive colors. Even poker chips and cards look incredible. Same with the pinks and purples. Skin tones are also warmer on this 4K, unlike the Blu-ray that leaned more towards the paler skin tones. Also, contrast is handled much better here than the Blu-ray was. Now, as I said at the top of this video, the Blu-ray really suffered with black levels and shadows. I even noticed a lot of grayish blacks in the frame, and also it was littered with crushing, obscuring detail and clarity whenever darker scenes takes over. Now, with this 4K, we have all those nice, deep, inky, solid blacks and velvety rich shadows. It all just looks much richer and solid, drawing out much more information in the image. I immediately noticed a difference between Tom Cruise's black shirt with his 4K and the Blu-ray. The black shirt has some really nice separation from the rest of the image, and that goes for the rest of the presentation. I didn't notice any crushing, noise, or grayish blacks on this 4K. Night scenes of Las Vegas looks incredible and more natural with nice separation between black and all the various colors of Vegas. Guys, this is just a huge improvement over the Blu-ray. The 2015 25th anniversary Blu-ray also had a lot of blown out hotspots and a lot of blooming issues in windows, headlights, you name it, it had it. This 4K has fixed all that. I didn't see any kind of blooming issues, hotspots, blown out whites. It looks great with brighter, crisper whites, and that look much more natural now. This new 4K makeover also now produces visuals with more attractive surfaces than the Blu-ray did. The image has finer lines and looks razor sharp without looking artificially sharpened in any way. Skin textures look great. Facial close-ups reveal complexions, pores, wrinkles on Dustin Hoffman's face and on his forehead. It's all more apparent. Strands of hair as well. There's a shot near the beginning at the Babbitt Mansion with a shot of rain hitting the pool. You can now clearly see the individual drops of rain on the leaves and also the pools of water forming on the tarp. And the Vegas casino rooms look fantastic with a lot more activity in the background without any of the black crush engulfing the detail levels that the Blu-ray had. Also, when they're on the road trip, you can make out all the cracks and imperfections on the road. Another problem with the Blu-ray was the amount of grain management done to it. The problem with that is that it looks very soft, very waxy. There's not very much depth to the image. And there's even some areas that are a little bit blurry. And that's just what happens when you scrub an image of DNR. Now, I did notice there was still some grain management used with this 4K. However, it's not nearly as bad as the Blu-ray was. And there's still a nice layer of that 35mm grain fill that we all love to see. As for the bitrate, it ranged from 60 and I saw it peaking out around 89, making an excellent looking 4K presentation. Alright, well now let's get into the audio presentation of this 4K. And unfortunately, I was disappointed there was no upgrade with the audio. I would have loved to have had an Atmos track with this. Instead, we have the same DTS 5.1 mix as on the previous Blu-ray, which honestly isn't a bad thing, but yeah, I would have loved an Atmos mix. Alright, so my final score for MVD's 4K presentation of Rain Man, I'm giving it an overall 4.5 out of a 5. Alright guys, now I'm handing the video over to you because I'm really curious about your opinion with this one. When you see the differences here between the previous Blu-ray compared to the new 4K UHD, which do you think looks better? Head over to the comment section and let me know. Alright guys, well I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me and comparing and reviewing Rain Man against the 25th anniversary Blu-ray. Keep physical media alive, and I'll see you next time.